Hi. Hey. We just tried to set up the camera and it failed miserably. Also, it's so hot here. We're dying. I'm sweating. Turning on the... Okay. Kind of looks like we're being interrogated.
That's fine.
That works, actually, because our topic today is ghosts. We just watched Supernatural, but that's actually not why we're discussing this. It's because we've had some weird-ass experiences.
Ignore me. You keep talking.
Okay, so, I guess I should start with the whole mannequin man, which, it's pretty creepy, but it sounds creepier than it actually is. So there's this house across the street from this house, Anna's house, and I personally have only seen, a car parked there, once or twice. Anna's seen, people coming in and out of it, not often.
The guy apparently lives there only 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So for the other 6 months, it's kind of just abandoned.
But still, we've only seen him, twice.
Yeah. And
it's weird.
He got into a fight with my dad literally the first day we moved here. So.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Alright.
He was being an asshole.
What happened?
I don't really remember. I just know that my dad said that he started arguing with him over a parking spot or something.
Oh, creepy, angry old man. Anyway.
He's not actually old. He's 30.
In the window of his house are mannequins. Really creepy mannequins. And
there's one that's a bust and then two that are just mannequin heads.
It's really weird. And also, I was leaving her house and it was dark and I saw a light shining out of the house and I'm like, oh, well, it might be the TV. How did we figure out it wasn't the TV?
I don't remember.
Because I remember I saw the TV and it was off.
That's right.
And there was an orange light coming out. And it wasn't a blue, TV light, you know how, this... It wasn't. And it was...
really strong.
And it also wasn't a lamp because it was, bright as fuck. And it was coming out of the door. Anyway, that's not even remotely the creepiest thing.
Yeah, so, and also more description of the house. There are shattered windows. The door is really broken.
There's a lot of garbage.
There's garbage everywhere. There's multiple alcohol bottles that are all empty sitting in a window. Yeah. So it's a really rundown house.
It's gross. But someone lives there, right? So it's not abandoned. Which
I see him writing, by the way, sometimes. He has
he's Carver Edlund.
He's got there's the door and then there's this little mudroom, I guess is what you're supposed to call it. That's it's just another room that's in front of the main door. And so it's got windows to the outside so I can see directly in, and sometimes I just see him sitting there writing.
That's creepy. Oh my god, what if he's writing the story of the ice cream man?
We're gonna get to that.
Well, we're gonna get to that right now, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This was, I don't know if this was before the Mannequin Man or not, but this isn't,
after.
We didn't relate this to the Mannequin Man. This is a separate thing, because me and her, we sometimes come up with story ideas just based off what things we've talked about, and, we start writing. And one of these things was almost a family of ghosts. Children living in this house, and also an older guy who drove an ice cream truck. And the ice cream truck was supposed to be kind of a vessel for children. It sounds creepy, but it's supposed to help, children cross to the other side, and he's supposed to welcome them and take care of them.
Yeah, and the ice cream truck is based on... Okay, this is gonna get long.
Yeah, so it's a lot of backstory. Bear with us. We'll cut it down.
There's this ice cream truck that Jane and I have both heard. So, say I moved in November, it was the first summer after that, so, I think last year or something.
Yeah.
And... So we moved into this house, and then through our neighborhoods, we could hear this ice cream truck, but we had never seen it.
And we heard it in both of our neighborhoods. We live in separate neighborhoods. We heard it and never saw it.
Never once. And I asked one or two people, they'd never seen it either. And no one had really seen it a lot. No one buys ice cream in Seattle, from an ice cream truck. That's just weird.
And the only reason that this creeped us out is because we made up a story based off an ice cream man. We didn't, see an ice cream truck and we're
no, we based it off that.
Oh, right. We did?
Yeah. We based we
heard this, phantom truck, because we never saw it, and it would be, it sounded right outside our window. Or, we'd even been walking down the street and hear it. We never saw it. Ever.
So...
And no one else had seen it.
We kind of ended up combining all three of these things together because there was the ice cream truck, then there was the fact that I hear children outside my neighborhood a lot, which there aren't really that many children, but I would just hear children's laughter, and then dogs would start barking, and I was like,
so it's like
okay.
The ice cream man truck thing, the children and the mannequin man all combined into one thing, and it was just all these really strange. Some people might call it coincidences. Fine. We have never seen this truck until like a couple days. Was it days or weeks? Days. A couple days ago. Want to tell the story? I think you tell it better.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, at this point, we made up the story of the like ghost children and all that. We made it up a year ago, and we had worked on it every once in a while, but we never really wrote it down or anything. We kind of just would text each other and with different ideas, and we would talk about it when we were together. We made up this whole thing or whatever.
It was pretty uneventful for a while.
We hadn't talked about it in over like 6 months or something. Like, we just kind of left it where it was. We ran out of ideas, didn't really feel like adding anything to it. And then all of a sudden we started hearing, our friend Ruby.
I didn't hear anything actually. This was just you.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard it in a long time.
And then our friend Ruby moved to my neighborhood and asked us if there was an ice cream truck, and we both said yes, except we had never seen it before. So that was another confirmation that, yeah, it exists. It's
fucking
not
weird.
Just us.
It's fucking weird.
So,
and if you're one of those jackasses who's like, oh, well, maybe it's just a coincidence. We have heard this like 7 times. We've heard it, each of us, like... We have never seen it until a couple days ago when Okay.
Anyways.
Continue. I'm so, like, this gets me so passionate and also terrified. It's weird as hell.
There's a lot of parts to this whole story. So basically, I heard the ice cream truck the other day, and I hadn't heard it all summer, which is kind of weird. It's been like a month and a half, and I hadn't heard it at all. And then all of a sudden a couple days ago, I was sitting watching TV, and all of a sudden I heard it again, and I was like, oh, here it comes. Wow, been a while. How are you? Nice to see you. And then it started getting louder, and it's never been this loud by my house before. It's always been like kind of off in the distance, or I was walking my dog and I could kind of hear it from like across a block or whatever, but I would never see it. So then I was sitting and I could hear it, and all of a sudden it starts getting louder. The louder it gets, the more my dog starts to bark. And to be fair, my dog kind of barks at everything, but normally you can kind of tell there's like someone talking outside. This was just the ice cream truck.
And also, she barks, but it doesn't increase in volume as the thing increases in volume.
She got louder, she got more intense about it, she was freaking out. So, I've never seen this ice cream truck at this point. It is just a thing. And I was like, I used to always check every time I heard it. I would get up, look out the window, see if I could see it, and I just wouldn't. So eventually I kind of gave up on trying to see it because I figured I never was going to. So this time it's getting louder and louder, and I figure, you know what, I'm not going to see it anyways. I'm not going to get up. But something is like pulling me to get up and go look out my window, which is weird because I literally haven't heard it or seen it, whatever. So something is literally pulling me to like get up, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to get up. It's fine. So I'm hearing the ice cream truck. It's literally so loud at this point. And finally, I'm just like, you know what, screw it, I'm getting up. Something is telling me to get up. So I walk up, look out the window, and I don't see it at first, and I go, okay, it's not there. Then I turn my head to the side, and you have to understand, my window, like, I was in the living room, and my living room window goes outside, but you can only see so much because there's a giant hedge in front of it. So I just look over to the side, there's a freaking bush right here, and I'm like, and then I, like, lean up a little bit, and I just see it turning around the corner. Just
for the split second. If she had gotten up a split second later, she would have missed it. And it was pulling her.
So it was just, and I saw it, and it just kept driving. It drove away, and then it stopped playing the music like a few seconds later, and I was like, what?
It literally stopped. An ice cream truck stopped playing music when it got past her house,
and past the mannequin man's house.
Because here's my thing. I also had never heard an ice cream truck go by my house. Literally ever. Ever. I'd seen one ice cream truck in my whole life, and it was at like a lake in like Sammamish or something.
Yeah, you gotta understand, in Seattle we don't have ice cream trucks.
Like, that's not a thing. Oh, hey.
My cat's here.
The cat. Kind of ruining the spooky vibe, but she's come to say hello. Anyway. And so it was just... This whole thing is very strange, because I don't know if I told you about this, but I have a very... to be fair, it is a smaller... To be fair, it is a smaller experience, but it still kind of freaks me out to this day. She's so freaking cute.
I apologize for my cat's tail. I mean, here's the thing. So, my cousins live in used to live in like a pretty small area, and they had ice cream trucks all the time. So I got to witness ice cream trucks, bought stuff from it, whatever.
Witness
the ice cream truck that most Seattle children don't get.
Anyway.
And I never really had anything weird happen to me like that. It was just an ice cream truck. But it seems to be something about the fact that it's like an area that you don't normally go to, or an area that's not supposed to have them.
Yeah.
Where it just...
And we created this story, and he's come back more and more. Because beforehand, he had never shown up, and now he's just here. Mm. And then, do you want to talk about the children?
Right, okay. So, let's see if I can figure out how to connect this best. So, we sort of made this whole story, right? And I forget exactly how the ghost children idea started, but we kind of came up with this whole thing of these ghost children that, you know, the ice cream truck guy protects them or whatever. And I think we actually said that the person at the time, we hadn't seen the guy that lived in the mannequin house yet. So we came up with this idea that, you know, he was, like, the guy that lived there was the ice cream truck driver, and we just decided it was a fun way to connect it or whatever. And I'm gonna kind of go off on a small tangent, and then you can talk about the actual story.
Yeah.
But, we came up with all these characters for it, and there were, like, main characters and side characters and all that stuff, and it was just a fun thing. So the way we described the ice cream truck driver was a very large, bald man that was super strong and very, like...
tattoos up and down his arms. He's like a grandpa, but, like, a strong grandpa.
So, you know, whatever. And
Captain America. No.
Captain America of grandpas. We just thought it was a funny, like, parallel or whatever. Not parallel, but a funny, like, contradiction, I guess, to have, like, this big, surly guy being an ice cream truck driver and helping little kids. And for whatever reason, we thought it was really funny.
Yeah, and then we also created this whole, like, really sad story of, like, a baby.
Oh, yeah.
We were weird about it. Anyway, that's not important.
A lot of story involved. So, we created that character. Hadn't seen Mannequin Guy at all at this point. And the guy that lives in the mannequin house, he doesn't look anything like him. He's, like, got kind of shaggy brown hair, wears plaid a lot. Yeah. Basically a miniature lumberjack.
Sam Winchester.
Yeah.
A miniature Sam Winchester. No. But he's just an average guy.
So...
kind of weird, but average guy.
I kind of forgot about Ice Cream Truck, like, the way that we had described this guy, because it never really came up. It's not relevant or anything like that. Until, I think, a month or two ago, when there are people that come in and out of Mannequin Guy's house. He's got friends, whatever. And I think he also has people that live in, like, the little garage part. I'm pretty sure he turned it into, like, a little house or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's not uncommon for me to see people go in and out of there. But one time, I've never really seen them come. I see them outside of his house talking to him and stuff like that. But I've never seen them walk out of his house. And one time, there was just one guy. Normally it's a group of people. There was one guy that walked out of his house. Mannequin Guy wasn't with him. I don't know. Maybe he was just, like, visiting or watering his plants or something. Dressing up his mannequins. I don't know. And so this guy walks out and walks down the street and just walks away. And I was staring at him for a solid minute. And I was totally panicked because he looked exactly like the ice cream truck guy that we had made up over a year before.
Like, we made this up. We had never told anyone. We don't know who Mannequin Guy is. His name's Mannequin Guy to us. He wouldn't have known this. And he was just there.
And never saw him again. Just a one-time type of deal.
He got in his truck and drove away.
And then he just walked away, and that was it. And it was the weirdest experience I've ever had, and I totally just stared at him. I probably made him really uncomfortable, because he made eye contact with me for a second, and I panicked. But that was it. That was the one time I've seen him, and it was like, our description was down to a T with this guy. He had the tattoos, he had the bald hair, he was very muscular.
Bald hair. Bald head.
Bald head. He was very muscular, he was whatever. You know, I'm pretty sure we even described him with, like, we were like, oh, just, you know, wearing some normal clothes and some boots. He had some normal clothes and some boots.
I always imagined him as Mr. Clean with tattoos.
Good way to describe him.
Mr. Clean with tattoos.
That was him.
And the nice ass. That commercial. Do you remember that commercial?
No.
Oh my god, it was like a whole thing. It was a Super Bowl commercial where Mr. Clean was like seducing this woman. It was fucking weird. If you remember that, Mr. Clean got that booty.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so
Yeah, it was
yeah,
gross.
that was that. And then you can explain the story of the ghost children if you like now.
Right. So, I mean, from what I can remember, it's been a while, honestly, so forgive me. But the main plot of the Ghost Children and the Ice Cream Man was, the Ice Cream Man, he's been around, since time, really. He's just been around forever, and children who die as children, like, not as adults, but, like, when they die when they're little, like, whether it was a car accident or, like, they got sick and died because it was the olden times and they didn't have medicine, he would help them, figure out what the hell's going on because they're scared and alone, and, he was kind of a guardian angel of sorts. But then we created this house. We took this abandoned, creepy house.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
the gray one on the corner.
Mm-hmm. There's another house. And made it this home for children that he'd grown attached to, and they really liked him, and they were kind of this messed up family, this little ghost family, and, like, and so we created this home for them, and there were these two children in particular, and by the way, again, this is all stuff we made up, but, some creepy shit happened. More creepy shit.
At the park by your house.
The park by my house. It's, 8 blocks, 10 blocks, walk from my house to this little playground that is pretty nice, actually. It's like a nice playground that kids play at all the time, and it's not like creepy or abandoned. It's a park. It's a public park. But we came up with this idea that these two children who were kind of employed by the Ice Cream Man, this brother and sister who like died in the Middle Ages or something, or like Victorian era.
Yeah.
Remember?
No, I thought we made them like kind of recent, like Tom and Sally.
I swear they were Victorian era children.
Maybe they were. I don't know. I just remember their names
Anyway.
were Tom and Sally.
I don't remember their names.
Tom and Sally.
All right. Well, see, between us, we have a brain.
Yeah.
We share half a brain. Half a brain here, half a brain there. We're Pinky and the brain. Okay, I need to stop.
God, I love that
I am
show.
the left brain. I am the right brain. Hold on.
I don't remember the words to that.
You're left brain. I'm right brain.
Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is 100% correct.
I couldn't remember which one's which.
I just remember right brain saying, I like Oreos and pussy. In that order. And I cried for at least an hour after watching Toy Story 3. Woody. Oh, he's so good. Okay, Bo Burnham, watch him. Anyway, not the point. So we came up with these two children, Tom and Sally, who would be in this park by my house and kind of and the park would act as a gateway to lead to the Ice Cream Man. So, like, because the Ice Cream Man is busy, he's a busy guy, and he helps, like, children all over the world, so they're, like, his people for that specific area. I know,
I'm muting it.
it's still about this guy.
Oh. Anyways, continue.
And so, they'd be at the park, and, they'd help usher kids in, and we went there once, we actually went there a couple, if you guys saw our ghost hunting videos, we went there once to hunt ghosts, but this was not a video, this was just us doing it for fun, and we went, remember?
Forgot about this part, yeah.
Yeah, and we went there, and we kind of goofed around, and, I think, just before we left, we're like, if Tom and Sally are there, please do something, and, like, the wind picked up a little bit.
Yeah, and, like, I think there was, like, a swing or something that moved, and we were like, hi!
Yeah, so, bit scary, but, and, I also saw a baby shoe in the, wood chips.
Do you remember the bench that we carved?
Yeah, we carved a bench, admittedly not very well because we didn't have anything sharp.
We had a stick.
We used a stick. We said the ghost children,
Here lie the ghost
here
children.
lie the ghost children, and we framed it with flowers and kind of made a little memorial. I doubt it's still there, but it's not there, we checked.
Yes, sir, you editing
Oh, right, I'm editing this. Forgot about that.
You have full creative license.
What a face. Alright, anyway. And it was just a bit odd, because I feel like they're peaceful and they don't really want to talk to humans that much. Like, they're more just like, yeah, I'm good with the whole divine intervention thing. Let's just... don't need that. But, yeah, I honestly felt like there was something there. And, skeptic or not, that's just too much of a there's too many coincidences there to not be at least a little freaked out.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've created this whole story, and later in another video, we are planning on doing kind of like a Ouija thing. So,
Right.
we'll do that at my house, and then maybe another time we can do it and try it like at the park. Yeah.
You guys. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, that's the ghost story, and I don't know if that freaked you out or not. If it did, please tell us. Tell us maybe your own paranormal experiences. We want to hear about them.
Do that. I love reading those.
And, hey, maybe we'll update you in the future if more stuff happens.
Like another big thing, like seeing the ghost truck.
That still blows my mind.
It was creepy.
Oh, you saw the dude! She sees everything. She's more of a ghost attractor than I am.
I have a weird connection to spirits. I used to talk to them when I was little. It's a thing.
Anyway.
Throwing it back, I also forgot to mention that, so, like, Mannequin House, one time we heard classical music coming from there.
I remember that, yeah.
And I've heard it a couple of times since, not from that house, but just around my neighborhood. People just start playing classical music, which is creepy.
If you guys liked this, probably not as spooky as we thought it was video,
Also kind of just a
smash a like, click subscribe, click the little bell to get notifications for our videos when we
That was my
upload.
neck.
Make
new videos.
Start a GoFundMe for Anna's neck surgery. And yeah, I'm Jane. This is Anna. We're Bullship, and we make videos mostly every Sunday, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.